Seeds are nature's tiny gift to your health. We are told they are full of fiber loaded with vitamins and the perfect healthy snack. But what if I told you that some of the very healthy seeds that you are eating every day are silently fueling inflammation, blocking your body from absorbing important minerals and even putting you at risk? Today we are going to uncover the great seed paradox, 4 seeds to be cautious with, and the 4 smart healing swaps that can truly protect your health. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple, science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to help us navigate the surprising and often confusing world of healthy seeds, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life studying the deep wisdom of traditional foods. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. This is a very important conversation. It is true that seeds are a wonderful gift of nature, but we must remember that not every seed is the same, and just as importantly, how we prepare the seed is just as important as the seed itself. True wisdom is found in choosing the right seed for your body and in using it in the right way.
And that is exactly our mission for you today. In this detailed guide for each of the 4 problem seeds or preparation methods, Dr. Hinohara will explain the hidden danger, I will add the simple science, and then he will immediately reveal a delicious and a healing swap that you can make to get the real benefits without the hidden risks. It is a true blessing to have this kind of knowledge, to be a discerning consumer and a good steward of our health. If you are ready to become a wise consumer of seeds and learn how to unlock their true power, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and this guide is full of surprising and very valuable information. Okay, doctor, let's get right into our smart seed swaps. Let's start with a very common seed that many people believe is a very healthy snack. But you say that for seniors, it can sometimes be a problem. What is our first problem seed?
Our first problem seed, when it is eaten in large amounts, is the sunflower seed. It is very popular in snack mixes, in breads, and sprinkled on salads. But when it becomes a daily habit, it can create a serious imbalance inside the body. I had a patient, a woman in her 70s, whom we will call Emily. She was very active, and she ate what she thought was a very healthy diet. But she was suffering from a great deal of chronic joint pain and swelling. Her blood tests showed that her C-reactive protein, which is a key marker of inflammation in the body, was 3 times higher than the healthy recommended level. We sat down and looked at her diet together, and we discovered that she was adding a large handful of roasted sunflower seeds to almost every meal of the day. She loved the crunch, and she thought she was being very healthy.
And this is a perfect example of how too much of a good thing can become a bad thing, especially for a senior. Let's talk about the science of the fats in these seeds. It is all about the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. Now, your body needs both of these fats to be healthy, but they must be in the right balance. You can think of omega-6 fats, when you have too many of them, as being pro-inflammatory, and you can think of omega-3 fats as being anti-inflammatory. A healthy balanced ratio is about 4:1, but sunflower seeds are extremely high in omega-6 fats. For your patient Emily, her daily ratio was likely closer to 20:1, and this severe imbalance was constantly fueling the fire of inflammation in her joints.
So the smart swap for her was to replace the high omega-6 sunflower seeds with a different seed that has a perfect balanced and anti-inflammatory ratio of these fats. The healing swap is the hemp seed.
And hemp seeds are the perfect swap for this problem. As the source text for our video notes, they have an ideal naturally anti-inflammatory 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats. And they also contain that rare, powerfully anti-inflammatory fat GLA, which directly helps to calm muscle and joint inflammation. So for Emily, she was swapping a pro-inflammatory seed for a powerfully anti-inflammatory one. Now, doctor, the next problem seed on our list is a very confusing one for many people because the source text lists the sesame seed as both a problem and as a solution. Let's talk about the sesame seed.
Yes, this is where we must be very wise and very specific. The problem is with the common white-hulled sesame seed that you see on hamburger buns, and that is used to make most of the commercial tahini that you find in the store. When the protective outer hull of the seed is removed, you lose a great deal of the precious minerals. And for some people, sesame has also become a more common allergen in recent years.
And the source text also mentions a compound called phytic acid, or phytates. This is what we call an anti-nutrient. It can bind to the important minerals like calcium and zinc in your gut and can prevent your body from fully absorbing them. While the hulled white seeds have less of this, they can still be an issue for a sensitive, older digestive system that is already struggling to absorb enough minerals for their bones.
So the smart swap here is to choose the unhulled, more nutrient-dense and more traditional version. The healing swap is the black sesame seed. The source text shares a wonderful story of a woman we will call Olivia. She was struggling with some mild mental fog and with slightly high blood pressure. She started a very simple daily habit of eating just a teaspoon of ground black sesame seeds every day. Within 4 weeks, she told her doctor that she felt mentally sharper and her blood pressure had improved.
And the scientific reason for this is that the black hull of the seed is where so much of the medicine is. Because the hull is still intact, black sesame seeds are much, much higher in essential minerals like calcium for bone health. And that beautiful dark color comes from powerful antioxidants called lignans. These lignans act like bodyguards for your cells, helping to protect your brain and your blood vessels from the daily oxidative stress that can cause them to age faster. It is a completely different and much more powerful food than the simple white-hulled seed. It's a beautiful example of how nature has blessed the whole food with the most complete package of nourishment. So we've learned to swap the high omega-6 sunflower seed for the perfectly balanced hemp seed and the hulled mineral poor white sesame seed for the nutrient-dense unhulled black sesame seed. Those are brilliant and very specific swaps. Doctor, what is our next group of mistakes? You said these are not necessarily about the type of seed itself, but about how it is prepared or how it is hidden in our food.
Yes. Our next problem is a very modern mistake often made in the name of convenience. It is problem seed number 3, eating dry chia seeds without soaking them in liquid first. This can be very dangerous for an older person's digestive system. The source text for our video shares a very important story of a 70-year-old gentleman whom we will call Ethan. His daughter had given him a health kit that included some chia powder, and he was doing what he thought was a healthy thing. He was stirring it straight into his dry cereal or into his smoothies right before he drank them without letting it soak first. Within a few days, his digestive system was in terrible distress. He was severely bloated and had become constipated for nearly a week. The dry chia seeds had formed a very dense blockage in his system.
That is a frightening story. And the science here is very simple, but very, very important for our viewers to understand. Chia seeds are incredibly hydrophilic, which is a scientific way of saying that they love water. They have the remarkable ability to absorb up to 12 times their own weight in liquid. If you do not soak them in water or milk before you eat them, they will do all of their soaking inside of you. They will pull water from your digestive system, and they can swell up to form a thick, almost concrete-like mass. That is very, very difficult for an older, slower digestive system to be able to move. For a person with any kind of digestive issue or a narrowing of the esophagus, it is a very serious risk.
So the Smart Swap is, of course, to always soak your chia seeds for at least 20 minutes before you eat them. But an even gentler and more soothing alternative for a sensitive gut is our next healing swap, soaked ground flax seeds.
And soaked flax seeds are a wonderful and a very safe alternative. When you soak ground flax seeds, they also form a gel, but it is a very different kind of gel. It is a soft, slippery, and very soothing gel called mucilage. This mucilage is incredibly healing to the lining of the gut, and it still provides all of those wonderful anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats that we are looking for in a healthy seed. Now, for our final problem seed, doctor, and this is one that people are often eating every single day without even knowing it. You call this the hidden seed.
Yes, this is the cottonseed, which is almost always hidden from view in the form of cottonseed oil. I had a patient, a 73-year-old woman, whom we will call Sophia. She was trying to improve her cholesterol, so she had switched to eating a lot of healthy packaged snacks like whole grain crackers, granola bars, and reduced calorie salad dressings. But after a few weeks, she developed an unusual and a very deep fatigue, and she was also experiencing some frightening heart flutters. We looked very closely at the ingredient labels on all of her healthy snacks, and we found the hidden culprit. Almost every single one of them listed cottonseed oil as a primary ingredient.
And this is a very serious concern that most people are completely unaware of. The cotton plant naturally produces a toxin to protect itself from insects. This toxin is called gossypol. While the industrial refining process removes much of this gossypol, from the oil trace amounts can still remain. And scientific research has shown that this compound can interfere with the heart's delicate electrical signals and can also damage our mitochondria, which are the tiny energy factories inside all of our cells. For a senior, this hidden ingredient that is found in so many processed foods can be a source of chronic low-level stress on the entire body.
So the Smart Swap here is very simple, but it is very profound. You must become a good detective and read your labels. And you must swap out these processed packaged snacks that often contain these unhealthy industrial seed oils for simple whole foods. Instead of the packaged crackers, you can have a handful of roasted chickpeas. Instead of the granola bar, you can have a piece of fresh fruit and a few nuts.
It is a powerful reminder that the simplest and most blessed foods that come directly from nature are always the safest and the most nourishing choice for our bodies. And we are so grateful to be able to share this kind of empowering label reading wisdom with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So, doctor, we have now learned about 4 incredibly important smart swaps to make. We've learned to swap the high omega-6 sunflower seed for the perfectly balanced hemp seed, the hulled mineral poor white sesame for the nutrient-dense unhulled black sesame, the dangerous dry chia seed for the gentle soaked flax seed, and the processed snacks with hidden cottonseed oil for simple, healthy whole foods. To bring all of this wonderful wisdom together, can you now give our viewers a simple master seed protocol for incorporating the right seeds into their weekly routine in a way that is easy and effective?
Yes, this is the final and the most practical step. The goal is not to feel overwhelmed and think that you must eat a huge amount of just one seed. The true wisdom of using these foods is found in diversity. Different seeds provide different and very complementary benefits. By rotating them throughout your week, you are giving your body a full spectrum of these wonderful healing nutrients.
So what would a simple and an effective weekly rotation look like for someone at home?
It can be very simple and very enjoyable. Here's an example. Perhaps on Monday and Thursday, you can focus on getting those powerful anti-inflammatory omega-3s. On these days, you can add 1 or 2 tablespoons of your soaked freshly ground flax seeds into your morning yogurt or your oatmeal. On Tuesday and Friday, you can focus on your bone-building minerals. On these days, you can have a small handful of raw pumpkin seeds as a healthy afternoon snack, or you can sprinkle some of your ground black sesame seeds onto a salad or some steamed vegetables. And on Wednesday and Saturday, you can focus on getting that wonderful, complete anti-inflammatory protein. On these days, you can add a generous spoonful of the hemp seeds to your morning smoothie or your soup. And then on Sunday, you can rest, or you can simply choose whichever of the seeds was your favorite from the week. This simple rotation ensures that your body is getting a wide variety of these important minerals, these healthy fats, and these high-quality proteins all throughout the week.
That is a beautiful and a very easy-to-follow weekly plan. Now, doctor, before we conclude, there is one final big mistake that we absolutely must warn our viewers about. We have touched on it in our previous videos, but it is so important that it is worth repeating. What is the one thing that a person can do that can completely cancel out all of the wonderful anti-inflammatory benefits of these healthy seeds?
It is the very common mistake of mixing these healthy seeds with sugary fruit juices or with those bottled, pre-made smoothies that you find in the store.
And the science here is so critically important for everyone to understand. When you drink a fruit juice, all of the natural protective fiber from the fruit has been stripped away. It is essentially just a glass of pure fructose or fruit sugar. When you combine the healthy fats and the protein from these wonderful seeds with a large dose of this liquid fructose, it can trigger a massive and a very damaging insulin spike in your body. And as we know, a large insulin spike is a very pro-inflammatory event. You are trying to put out the fire of inflammation with the anti-inflammatory fats from the seeds, but at the same time you are pouring gasoline on that fire with the sugary juice. And in that battle, the sugar will always win.
So the smart and the wise way to consume these seeds is to always pair them with simple water, with unsweetened herbal teas, with plain natural yogurt, or with savory dishes like soups and salads. You must avoid the sugary liquids to get the true deep healing benefit from these powerful seeds.
That is the perfect final piece of wisdom. It is about respecting the integrity of these blessed whole foods and not combining them with things that will undo all of their good and powerful work. Doctor, this has been an incredible guide. You've taught us not just which seeds to eat, but how to choose them and prepare them with wisdom. This is a powerful and very proactive approach to senior health. By making these simple smart swaps like choosing hemp seeds over sunflower seeds for a better omega balance, or choosing unhulled black sesame over hulled white sesame, for more minerals, we can actively fight the chronic inflammation that causes so many problems as we get older. This knowledge is such an empowering part of a complete senior health strategy. It is a practical daily way to give your body the specific tools that it needs to calm inflammation and to stay strong and resilient. For anyone watching who is looking to improve their senior health, these simple seed swaps are a fantastic and a very affordable place to start.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Nature provides us with a very powerful pharmacy. In these tiny seeds, the true wisdom is not just in eating them, but in choosing the right ones for your body and in preparing them with great care. I encourage you to become a wise student of your food.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. To be a wise student of our food. It's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our health by being discerning and mindful about the blessed gifts that the earth provides for us. And of course, the wisest first step is always to speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any existing health conditions or allergies. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes. If you found this guide empowering and it changed the way that you look at the seeds in your pantry, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who you want to help eat healthier. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, what was the most surprising smart seed swap that you learned about today? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well.